Flowers are an important part in most wedding ceremonies. Obviously, buttonholes and bouquets are an obvious thing to think about, but also consider using flowers to set a theme or colour for your tables or venue itself. I met Claire Stewart, who runs Girl Flower in Maidstone, to find out a little bit more. Well, hi Claire, I understand that flowers can really enhance the theme and colour of a wedding. What sorts of things should a bride and groom be thinking about when planning their flowers?
Firstly, they should really think about their colour scheme for the day. Normally the bride will tie in her flowers with the colour of the bridesmaid dresses, and then maybe choose her favourite flower and have that as a key area to sort of think about really.
Roughly how far in advance should you book your flowers for the wedding?
You can start thinking about it really a year before the wedding, and then maybe meet at 9 months and 6 months before the wedding date. Book your florist, meet with them as many times as you need to make sure that you're happy with your bridal bouquet and the flowers for the day. And then maybe meet sort of 2-3 months in advance as well.
And is it normal to see a sample bouquet first?
Yes, sometimes we make up mock-up bouquets beforehand, especially if the bride's not happy with the shape of the bouquet or the size of it. If it's a small bride, you've got to be very careful that you're not going to swamp them with a huge bouquet. So sometimes you need to sort of mock up those sorts of things just to make sure it's not too big or too small for her.
How much information do you need from the bride and groom in order to best plan the floral displays?
We need the date of the wedding, where the flowers are going to be delivered to. That means like the bridal bouquets and buttonholes in the morning, they're going to be a different address to obviously the reception area. Right. So we'd need all those sort of addresses and times just to make sure that we can tie that in. And we'd probably visit the venue of where the reception's going to be anyway, so that we can actually plan the floral displays around that.
And is it normally the florist that would set up on the morning of the wedding?
Yes, it is, yeah, the florist and other sort of florists as well, helping out as many hands as possible normally. So, yeah.
Are there any implications when considering the arrangements, such as the style of the venue where the reception will be held, or on the time of year that the reception will be held?
With regards to the time of year, there are flowers that are out of season. So, I mean, roses are readily available all through the year. However, certain types of lilies or, colours of flowers are actually around in different times of the year. So, you might have got your heart set on a certain flower and it might not be in season the time of year that you're getting married. So you'd have to consider that, and your florist would be able to advise you on that anyway. With regards to venues, if a venue is traditional or modern, obviously that would reflect on the flower arrangements being that way as well. Having a really modern, contemporary arrangement in a traditional venue may not sort of look too good together. So yeah, that needs to be sort of considered really.
Would a bride need to consider the type of bouquet based on the shape of her dress?
Yes, she would. If she had a full skirt on her dress, she wouldn't want a huge bouquet because it's held at the waist level or just below waist level. So if it was a big bouquet, it would sort of take the emphasis off the dress really. She'd need sort of a smaller, maybe hand-tied bouquet or an overarm, and that would probably suit the shape of her dress better. And then obviously vice versa with a slim line dress, then either a huge bouquet or a shower bouquet would actually look better with a bit more detail in it.
Apart from the bouquets and room decorations, do you offer any other flowers for the day?
Yes, we provide buttonholes, corsages for the mothers, also table decorations for the reception, including the guest tables, buffet table and top table. Also do fresh flowers on cakes and the wedding cake. So we'd have to sort of look at the theme of the wedding again and obviously tie that all in. Also provide bouquets and hand ties for the mothers at the speeches as gifts, that sort of thing. So,
what would usually happen to the flowers after the day?
Well, the flowers have been paid for by the bride and groom or their parents, so they can request to actually keep those flowers. They would need to take them home with them at the end of the day. But with regards to glassware or any containers that the florist would have provided, they're on a hire basis, so they would be collected by the florist after the event.
Well, thanks very much for your time today, Claire. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Right, thank you.
Before booking your florist for the day, make sure you know your colour scheme. Have an idea in mind of the size of bouquet that you would like. And bear in mind that though some flowers may look attractive, they may be seasonal.